Welcome back to some professional StarCraft, to a best of 5 finals between two of the most creative players in all Korea. Let me introduce, in the top left of Grezvin, the blue Terran. It's the last Mech Terran, the battle cruiser extraordinaire, GuMiho. Now on the other side, he gets in your head, worms his way through, and usually takes over. In fact, that's one of his favorite late game strats, if he gets that neural parasite, but it's not limited to that, as the final boss can hit you at any time, in any place. He will find you, and he will put a Nidus worm in your base. Or something. Something will happen. As already we see, a spawning pool is complete. He's got Zerglings in GuMiho's base. Jimmy, come on! We can't spend this much time on the intro. I don't even have time to tell people to like and subscribe, because by the end of the game, which could be 5 seconds from now, we're going to have to move on to the next one. Dark with a pool first on the side of the map where your add-on is actually exposed, which means he got the Zerglings into the base with no wall. He kills 2 SCVs. Okay, that I made it more dramatic than it was. Though it was dangerous, but... So, he just made 6 Zerglings and walked in. What was that? Like and subscribe? What do you mean that's not creative? You can't just say that and make it sound like a cookie-cutter part of the video. If everybody does it, that means it's good, right? Things that are popular are good. Shut up! I'm sorry. Well, the Reaper came across, but didn't spot the Zerglings, obviously. The Queen... Dark not taking the third particularly early, but we can attribute that more to the early pool here than the Reaper. There's a Cyclone on the way, which is certainly a curious choice. Maybe suspecting some sort of Roach follow-up. Just in general, having that tech lab is helpful, but... not so helpful that he's not going to flip it over to the reactor. So, off to a slightly awkward start, but 2 SCVs. I don't think he delayed the command center for very long either. Overall, GuMiho, he's okay. He doesn't have a 3rd command center, and now Dark is taking his 3rd base, but overall, you can't be too unhappy with this. I wouldn't be too put out by the damage of those early Zerglings. As just 2 SCVs is... Well, unless he just doesn't wall off, in which case, obviously bad things can happen. But Dark is waiting for his moment. He understands Hellions are a distinct probability. And even if he hasn't seen them yet, he suspects them. That Overlord from Dark is watching. It's waiting. He knows. A single Zergling gonna scout. He spots the Hellions moving out. And that means GuMiho left with little doubt that he should continue to actively scout. Unfortunately, the Zerglings are very devout. Even with their speed, not particularly stout. And they see the Hellions, it'll be a rout. The Zerglings thinking GuMiho's just a silly lout. The strategies of Mech he likes to tout. Nope, that's it. I got no more. I'm not a rapper. Finish the rest in the comments. Because Winter doesn't have enough clout. And now the Cyclone Hellion will take a different route as the Zergling slows in. And the Hellions flout. I don't know. Wow. The Banshee actually getting a lot of damage here. There's no way out. It was right there. But there was a way out. The way out was killing all the Zerglings with the Hellions, because Dark completely overcommitted. Now Dark is forced to make 30 more Lings at a time when he definitely wants to be building drones. The awkward part of this is GuMiho's going bio and only has 2 CC. So we're in a situation where GuMiho is... He doesn't really have the command centers to support this many workers, whereas Dark has the hatcheries, but not the workers. So in the long term, I'd say this favors Dark. But in the short to mid, and maybe even mid to late term, then it's good for GuMiho, as he has all the production already up. He has the economy, he can get his third. There's going to be a window where Dark just simply doesn't have that much if he keeps droning up like this. Of course, I think Dark realized... I've seen Dark do magical, disgustingly magical things with like 60 or so drones. He doesn't seem to care what his economy's like, only about delaying yours, as we've seen already throughout this game. Now, this is a curious timing here. GuMiho, no combat shield. Might want to reconsider moving out too far on the map here. Yeah. First two medevacs coming out. +1 infantry weapons is finally done. Stim is there. The triple threat is coming together. Now, as long as GuMiho does not get caught with the door open, there's... Yeah, it's a pretty suspicious. He was thinking about another base here. But here's Dark. He's got Roach, Ravager, Mass Queen. Oh, trying to get... Can you... Oh, no. This positioning. The thing is there are Ravagers, so I'm not particularly... Against Zergling Baneling, this would be amazing. But Dark is not going to let you have that opportunity. Yeah, there's still plenty of Ravagers. This was a good idea, but maybe not the time for it. As Dark has a meaty army with so much biomass. And here come the Zerglings. They want to participate in the group activity. And indeed they will. The Banshees come in. At this point, it really does feel like GuMiho should have just gone mech, as the Banshees continue to do the most damage of anything in the army. Still finding an opportunity, and probably the only thing keeping Dark from chasing the rest down and counterattacking, as there's no really built-in anti-air right now. That is the only thing he's lacking, and the reason why Dark is kind of stuck at home. These two Banshees would do too much damage on the way across. So GuMiho, he's flexing back, springing back in towards mech after the bio, as he adds 2 more factories. Not 1, but 2 more factories. The Industrial Revolution, the mechanomics here from GuMiho. He has 5 barracks. Yeah, 5 barracks, 3 factory. Is this mass siege tank? This is some Brood War strategy here. And again, GuMiho has been known. Even when he plays bio, he plays mech. Must be nice to play Terran, eh? Takes down one of the Evo chambers, but those were decoy Evos. Or were they? Actually, I think he just finished the upgrade at one of the... How many Evo chambers? He only has the 1. Okay. But Dark has been known to just randomly place buildings around. And then we could call it intentional. Give him the benefit of the doubt, because obviously that's the truth we choose to believe. GuMiho gets a few more drones. Dark is well limited on the economy. He's holding on to 4 bases, but he's only got 70 drones. Building some more now. Up against a GuMiho's at 66 SCVs and counting. 2 more command centers. So GuMiho isn't swimming in minerals himself, which does sound painful, but is still very comfortable economically. He's going to be able to afford the continued production of all these mech units off his multiple factories. The extra command centers feel like he was banking money more than like he had the money for it, but it seems like he's pretty much done with the bio army, despite the 2-2. He's stopped marine production, and now he's building Vikings and tanks. He's getting 2-2, yes, but instead of getting to the late game and slowly trading away your bio army for a few roaches here, a few drones there, he's just cut that part right out and goes straight into mech. Which, will it work out? I think against someone who's sitting back with... Like, he knows that Dark can hold. Because that Roach Ravager, it's a lot to handle. But the Roach Ravager can't come across the map off a creep nearly as easily without the support of the queens and the creep itself. So I think a decent choice here from GuMiho to just kind of flip the switch into mech while still having a solid Marine Corps, if you would, to his army. Just something to keep him busy. He literally has not built a bio unit since he built those factories. He built command centers, he's building tanks, but it feels like he could be building... I don't know why he's not building. He has 900 minerals, so... And he's building a bunch of command centers, so he really should be filling in, like, some more Marine Marauder. But it's a matter of principle, as you know. Terran players are mech or bio. And only recently have we allowed mech and bio players to intermingle, as the meta has shifted and people become more accepting of these bio-curious builds. Though there are still a lot of holdouts who say, no, marine tank, or no, just straight to mech. But GuMiho is a flexible player. So, here we go. His only bio units are going to be ghosts. And no matter if they're part of mech or bio, Zergs hate them all equally. Equal opportunity hatred from the Zergs. 4 more racks on the way? GuMiho, you have to build units! There has been a whole lot of Terran players doing this lately. Essentially playing like a Zerg, where your larva is just extra production. Cure comes to mind, with his weapons of mass production. Just building 12... If you have 15 racks, you could build a whole lot of Marines at a time. It's like having larva. Like... So, equaling that, it really isn't that expensive in the scheme of things. A barracks only costs as much as 3 Marines. And once it's built, you have it. Like, you don't have to inject it. You don't have to you have to do all this fancy micro. Boom, you got a barracks right there. Slap it in a wall. This baby can fit so many Marines in it. And this has all been some great filler, considering almost nothing has, there have been no fights, just looking at, staring menacingly at each other for the last few minutes. Most of the action has been happening in GuMiho's production tab. Because if I wanted to describe Dark's production tab, I'd have to start at the beginning. In the beginning, there was nothing. And then, the big bang. Big explosion. Dark said, let there be light. And also everything else, as he gets a Baneling Nest, 2 Spire, 17 Creep Tumors, a Hydra, Burrow, Adrenal Glands, +3, +3, +3, +1 air weapons, Spore Crawlers, Spine Crawlers, Neural Parasite, and Melee Attack. And a Greater Spire. So... so just, yeah, everything. Dark is... What is Dark getting? The answer is yes. So now, we just kind of skipped to the late game here. We skipped a few episodes, here we are. Now, there are the Vipers. Lightning Cup could be helpful, but deciding against a Yanks 1 tank in, but the Viking count is looking pretty saucy here, which is a weird adjective for Vikings, and I'm testing it out. I'm not really sure. Probably not going to stick with that one, but the saucy Vikings. Oh, I think I saw this on one of those sites. Finding an opportunity to snipe off the Vipers there. The Banshee dueling a Spore Crawler. Very bold, brave, and also dumb. As the Banshee goes down. We got smart servos. He literally hasn't built Marines and Marauders since like 150 supply. Okay. Army. Look at the... There are 108 Creep Tumors on the map. The mini-map is a wash. GuMiho just completely turtled up. Full turtle here. He tucked his head into his shell. Started putting, a bunch of planetaries on the edge of it. And here we are. Meanwhile, Dark is going to find a way to crack it open. Or at least try. As he's got a Nidus on the way. He's already got a Greater Spire, though probably not going to be great, as already this many Vikings on the field. As well as Mass Ghost. You can really tell GuMiho only goes bio because he has to, whereas Mech because he wants to. You know what? For GuMiho, you never know what it's going to be, so... Fusion Core. We will see. He's gone battle cruisers before. The ultimate late game, especially as he frees up supply in the main. That is a nice way of putting it. The ghosts march forward. There's several infestors, but he snipes out the lurkers. Out of the ground. Very, very large bullets. He hasn't gotten any ship weapons upgrades, and is only now getting mech armor. It'll be interesting. The fusion core is done. How many tech lab starports does he have? 0. So that's not very many. That does make it difficult to make battle cruisers. Lurkers moving forward. For some reason, in scan range, by the way. Yeah, that was a bit optimistic. There's the advanced ballistics for now. Four infestors. Yeah, we really just skipped to it. After nuclear missile. Grezvin, I don't know. It has this effect on... I don't think you need to play this passive, but it seems like this is just the default gameplay on Grezvin now. We don't even pretend like there's a mid-game anymore. It's just straight to mass mech 18 command centers against several hundred creep tumors and infestors. There are 7 infestors on the field. How many command centers? We got 9 orbital commands, 3 planetaries. The CCPM is reaching 1. Which is quite... Oh my god. Jimmy, show me the stonks. Dark. How about that income advantage? Doing a little fancy micro here. I don't know about that there. Yes. The stimulus mules. To the moon! Leveling off of... GuMiho currently has 2,800 more mineral income. He's at 5,000 minerals a minute. Oh my. Yes. You know how many Hellbats you can build? His bank just explodes. The ideal way to play Terran, the theory crafting Terran, is to use mules to mine out the map as quick as possible, and then throw all your SCVs away, except for like 15, for building and repairing and mining some gas. And that is optimum Terran right there. As players have been embracing more and more. Dark is building 10 more Overseers. Well, he really doesn't like ghosts. And, I mean, who does? Nuclear missile! I doubt it's gonna land, but we will see. Pulls back. Oh, it looks like it will. Those creep tumors will be very unhappy. Meanwhile, Dark has taken both of the corners, or what you consider the corners in a half-map scenario. Oh my god, the brood legs! Somehow Dark just... I don't know how he does it with the... Oh, the Wabo combo! Parasitic Bomb Fungal! The Vikings knocked out of the sky! Dark was ready. And that splash damage. More than enough. And now is there... What is there to counter the Broodlords? A mere 15 ghosts and 4 Thors. So, pretty much nothing, right? I mean, a few good fungals. He's trying to... Though the infestors weren't quite there. But here comes Dark. The infestors are moving forward. All it takes is one fungal at the right time, and he could get the... Oh, he got the ghosts! The Broodlords are moving! He doesn't care! Lose the infestors! But the ghosts! Where are the ghosts? Wait, where's the detection? Where's the detection? EMP! But a lot of the ghosts will die, as Dark somehow most of his infestors survive. GuMiho, it was just ghosts. Like, he's yanking in a Viking. His ghosts were all on their own to fight this battle. And Dark hunted them down. Now he's decided on the Thors, but Neural Parasite is online. Nobody has infestor control like Dark. Infestor Broodlord, the most notorious unit composition in StarCraft 2 history. Rekindled. Unearthed. Like an ancient plague. For Dark. As he relives the horror and the glory of Heart of the Swarm. Another nuke, more Thors, another Ghost Academy, a reinforcement Nidus / escape Nidus. I love it. Using changelings. Here, drawing fire. Oh, Yanked in a bit. +3 in the air coming out for Dark. The Vikings don't even have +1 ship weapons. Just throwing the fungus spores pushing forward. Trying to kill, I mean, it's not particularly efficient to kill liberators with fungal, but it is effective enough. This Dark makes it, he doesn't make it look easy, but he definitely makes it look possible. Whereas GuMiho here is clearly struggling to hold this position. He's got multiple nukes. Wait, he's got another nuke in production. But I think he has 2 Ghost Academies now. He does. 3-3 about to finish for Dark in the air, which means he'll have all of the upgrades. For once, we will see a Zerg with more upgrades than Terran, which is difficult to accomplish. Meanwhile, the ground army. Anything to draw attention. That Liberator looking real weird when it shoots backwards like that. But the Thors looking to smash. Oh, down goes a Viper. This is still a danger, like one misstep. And the Thor Ghost composition just smashes. You gotta be very, very... Oh my god. Spend like 3 hours killing changelings. That's what the Mass Overseer is for. Also for drawing potentially misclicks and having detection always, but... Dark has 8k in the bank. Oh my god. GuMiho has something of a bank, but just enough units left over to draw... Oh my god, that's all they got. GuMiho. GuMiho, come on. Come on, GuMiho. No, this is a rookie mistake. He has a ghost drop. The infestors... Oh my god! What a play. Well, he doesn't get every one of them, but I think he got enough there. The ghost drop actually does it. He gets most of the energy. And it was just sitting there because there's no corruptors for anti-air. And without the infestors, and without the energy, the Thors themselves, like, Neuroparasite is good, but you can Neuroparasite like 2 of them. I don't know if that's enough to turn the tides here. It might be with the lurkers. Oh, okay. GuMiho, GG's. Alright. It does appear GuMiho was just kind of frustrated with the situation. It's not the most fun style to play against. I don't know if this was quite a GG moment, but even 3 Neuroparasites seemed like they weren't enough. He lost all his ghosts. It certainly wasn't great. Yeah, I don't think that's trying to tap out of the game timing yet. But GuMiho... You know what I predict? I predict GuMiho will now just go straight to mech. No more of this silly marine timings. No more of that. We're not bothering with that silliness anymore. Straight to mech. Dark once again finds... He just makes it work. It's even with all but 2 infestors getting full EMP'd. Dark finds a way. The darkness creeps in. And GuMiho clearly unprepared. That was pretty tough to watch there. Oh, Gumi. You could tell, like, there's only... The reason why ghosts don't feel so oppressive most of the time is there's only 2 players in the world I really see on a regular basis use ghosts in a way that feels like complementary to their army. Maru and Beyond. And on a great day, Oliveira. And that one great day. But most Terran players, from myself all the way up to GuMiho, put them on a control group and they all hang out together like the cool kids in high school. So, but the problem is, that means they all die together as well. Another pool first, but this time a bit different here. No gas. No hint of speed. Wait, sarcastic? I don't know. This is, I think, Dark saying I'm better than you, which he does say to everyone. And he's usually right. I mean, just look at it. But he does a lot of builds that hurt his own economy, but if he can drag you down with him, he's just confident as the game goes on, he can outplay you. He doesn't question, he has that killer instinct that is very rare in Zergs. It's a lot harder as Zerg, because once you commit to a fight, you're stuck pretty much, like, especially if you're fighting, oh my god. The Zerglings went up to the high ground the moment the Reaper, and the Reaper jumped out. If the Reaper had gone the normal path through the center, like, oh my god. No, 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 no! It's happening again. Oh, Dark went completely unspotted. GuMiho was looking the other way. This came in right as the Reaper got to the front of the base. So GuMiho was not looking at his base. The command center is delayed. Oh my god, it's a disaster. This is worse than the last one. Like, by a pretty large margin, too, because he sent the Reaper back. He got 2 SCVs. The command center is significantly delayed, the add-ons, and it was worse because there's no reason those Lings should have got in. It's just because he had the Marine on the depot, Billy standing on the depot, that they couldn't raise it, because Billy has put on way too much weight. And, I mean, that's not his fault. His armor grew with him, too. It's much heavier. It's never a great sign. I saw the documentary that Carbot made. Okay. You gotta stop giving him donuts. Hellions on the way. We'll see if GuMiho opts for the bio. We're still early build here. I do think it was a cute move to go straight for the mech at about 150 supply, but you do lose so much map control. Dark literally got it's literal. He got pretty much everything while GuMiho was building up. And yes, GuMiho had a strong army, but you do not want to let Dark get everything. Literally every upgrade for every unit. All the infestor upgrades, all the basic upgrades. He didn't have ultras. That's it. Like, ugh. We do have Stim on the way here. Roach warning. Four gases at a time. I mean, he literally has no gas. Dark is not. This is like a Wings of Liberty. You guys remember the Ice Fisher build? There's like 2 people like, oh, I know that word. Which I forget why it's called that. But anyways, no gas until 5 minutes, and then all of the gas. Dark knows what he wants and when he wants it, even if he doesn't know 5 seconds before. GuMiho building the third at the third, and he's gonna get away with it. 3 Marines waltzing up here. Gun down an Overlord on its home turf. One on the way. A little quicker for GuMiho, but he doesn't... Is that only 2 racks? Only 2 racks production means... Well, he's once again going to be relying heavily on the Cloaked Banshees. He could just attack the Queens. Look at this intimidation from Dark. Dark does not have a lair. He does not have Overseers. He had no detection in the natural at all. The Banshees could have killed like 15 drones, and there's nothing Dark could have done to stop him. But the way Dark moved the Queens made GuMiho... It convinced GuMiho that there was an Overseer on the way. Oh my god. There was no Spore and no Overseer. Just the confident queens. He probably would have started like transfuse. Well, you can't really transfuse drones against 2 Banshees, but still. God. I can't believe he got intimidated so easily. He didn't even check. You just assume there's a Spore, but... it is quite late for a lair to be done. Like, because Dark went for that 50 drone, no gas. But now he's sprinting into Roach Ravager. 80 drones at 7 he's at 80 drones at 7 minutes. And he's had it for a while now. He's been building roaches. So for those of you looking for a benchmark, well, there's a very real chance that Dark maxes out at 8 minutes with Mass Roach Ravager. GuMiho's sitting back. He's building a 4th command center. He's building medevacs. His army supply, that's not very much. Even quicker than 8 minutes. Like. The roaches are working through. GuMiho barely has any army. He needs more tanks. He only has 3 tanks on the field. They are kind of jammed in here. I don't know if it's intentional or not. But here comes Dark. He's maxed out and ready to go. He's got a Nidus to reinforce and also open up other opportunities. It's in the main. But he's just bashing his way through the front. Damn. The tide of Dark swells and washes over GuMiho. The Zerg are too numerous and will not be stopped. The Nidus. He got a Nidus and he just didn't need it. Dark just smashes GuMiho. God. Wow. That. Wow. He bopped him. That was a bop right there. Bop. Like, not waiting around for infestors or broodlords. No. That's enough. Silly Terran. Building all this infrastructure. And that is why it's so important to not be a coward with the Banshees. Like, that is why players like Dark and Maru... Beyond and Maru can be competitive, but you have to try to make the most out of every unit. And it's a bit risky. You might lose a Banshee or 2. But if you just sit back, it's not going to work against Dark. He cut every corner. That was just a circle build. Okay. There were no corners that he didn't cut. He had no detection. He didn't have any gas. He didn't have any roaches. Just some queens and a confident posture. And apparently that's enough to get you to 200 supply to smash a Terran at the finals of the ESL Korean Cup. Like... Dark is trying to... Feels like there's an extra... I might be attributing it to him, but there's just extra decisiveness. I was looking for a better word than that. Maybe I'll come up with one. Because his military service, he's leaving for military service. I don't know if it's like a Zest situation where he's perpetually leaving for the next 6 months. But unfortunately, he hasn't yet completed his obligatory service. And that means we will be losing the mastermind. For at least, well, probably until Stormgate. Like and subscribe. I can't imagine, like, any new RTS game. Or even if it's still StarCraft 2 in a couple of years. Like, we do have some players returning. Is it the age of Protoss, the twilight of Protoss in StarCraft 2? As obviously there's a lot hanging over this year. Like with stats coming back, SOS, the shield and the sword of Protoss. More like the Psy Dagger in your back, SOS, but... Whereas, I'm trying to think, but I don't think there's any, like, top-tier Zergs. Rogue still has some time left. Nope, no pool first, by the way, this game. If Rogue comes back, then maybe competitive, but without Dark... I think well, we have Solar. Oh my god, I forgot about Solar. I'm so sorry, Solar. I do this way too much. But Solar is no Dark. Like, TY is coming back, Innovation, SOS, Stats. Solar's like, oh god. I gotta... That is, yeah, at least you don't have to play too much ZVZ. It'll be an interesting year, for sure. I think, technically... I don't know when Zest. But, not for a while. I dare dream. A lot of these players, like Innovation and SOS specifically said they were probably going to retire and, like, not come back to playing. But... there's nothing like these RTS games, or especially StarCraft 2. So, what I'm trying to say is that didn't last. It makes sense though. Like maybe you find another passion. You have something else. Like you don't want to come back and. Some players have come back and kind of tarnished their legacy, if you would. And an unfortunate example, I think, is Tasia. Oh, GuMiho's just going for it. You might be like, well, Tasia came back? For those of you who know the Ice Fisher build, know him. Well, that was not good. That was... He did not kill a single drone. Stop bullying GuMiho, Dark. Wow. A lot of players... have been playing, like, well, StarCraft 1, for those who don't know, is still by far the most popular. In fact, StarCraft 1 on Africa TV, who sponsors GSL and is essentially Korean Twitch, last year, in 2022, Brood War overtook League of Legends as the most popular game streamed in Korea. Yes, League of Legends, which is quite a popular game. But apparently they have... don't do it, GuMiho. Apparently they have something of a StarCraft University is what they're calling it, which is more like... It's like a reality show with pro gamers and personalities, like teaching and playing StarCraft. Apparently has a lot of drama. So they've essentially made a K-drama out of StarCraft 1. And it's very popular. Quite an initiative. Maybe something to learn from. Other people. Ugh. Like... Lair. So what has happened this game? GuMiho? This time Dark does have detection. Yeah, very little, actually. So I was right to do some filler there. There's detection. The very first drone has been killed now. With these two Banshees. Working on the Spore. Lair is still a long way off. Dark has 75 drones. He's got 75 drones at like 6 minutes. He's building 2 more hatcheries. You gotta put some pressure on him. You gotta get over there. Oh my god. GuMiho, he's even on supplies. Army supplies are actually higher. Dark is now supply blocked, and he didn't have OBs on the way. He just started building them. That's actually a big deal. That's a bad timing to be supply blocked. Right here, no Banelings. 1-1 is finishing, but the triple threat is about to kick in for GuMiho here. And he bit off a little more than he could chew early on. Is there an armory? About 20 seconds out. Still no baneling speed. Well, it was looking okay, but I feel like he's kind of washing up against a wall here. Just not enough coming together yet for GuMiho. He needs the reinforcements. But look at Dark. He's taking another... How many hatcheries? He got jealous of the amount of command centers in game 1. So here we are. He's got 6 going on 7 hatches. He's got a hatch per minute. 2 macro hatches, because why not? Speaking of Brood War, like, don't need to bother with inject if you just build enough hatches. Huge brain gaming. Inject is still worth more than 1 hatch of production overall, but it does take the APM and the queen off the line. And is somewhat inconsistent. Good. We're gonna build a wall! We're gonna make the Zerg pay for it! Yeah, but... How does that... What about the Baneling? And what about the Banelings, GuMiho? Well... Or, and that... It worked. I mean, yeah, there you go. He's sick of these counterattacks. GuMiho has also gone for... I've seen GuMiho walling off his tanks with deep... I love it. Is this enough to kill the tanks? I mean, damaging them at all is nice. Here comes GuMiho with a real attack. Like, I've just been assuming Dark's gonna roll him, but... A real attack here. Oh, but he broke through. And now that wall not looking so great as 4 banelings rolled into it. All the SCVs. Who would have thought that you actually need some units behind it to defend? Dark does the minimum possible and breaks through the depots and kills 12 SCVs. The army supply for GuMiho is still huge right now. But there's a whole... The darkness encroaches. Here he comes, banelings from the north and Zerglings from the south, wrapping around, a bit of creep left over. The tanks don't get the target fire. The Marines stuck in the corner. The Medivacs boosting to save the day, but only a handful of survivors will live to tell the tale of Dark sweeping GuMiho 3-0. It was not particularly close. It was not particularly hard. Dark came in, and the final boss just smashes GuMiho on this playthrough. No speed run for the Terran. No. Dark just merciless with his Zerg, and again, a comfortable victory. 3-0 for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Actually, Dragon Phoenix Gaming and Kaiji Gaming have merged. I don't know what they're calling the team now, but that actually means, I'm pretty sure that puts Oliveira on the same team as Dark. Not 100%. Either way, we're more on that in the next video, which is probably right here. Jimmy put up for you. Thank you for watching. Hope I made your day. Okay, stop with this. Hope I made your day a little bit better. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Good luck. Have fun. Stay tuned.